Alright, hello and welcome everyone. This is going to be a bit of an interesting video because we're going to be reviewing all the Titans cards for this is the card review for the new expansion coming up in Hearthstone. Now, we're going to do a slightly less edited version of this because I honestly don't have much time. I'm trying to focus a lot on League of Legends right now while I'm on holiday. I have joined a program to get better at it, and I really want to try and get better. So my editing, if there is any of this video, is going to be very sloppy. There's probably not going to be any at all. If there is, it's something with the audio. Anyway, let's get into the review. That also means that you guys will not be able to see the star ratings. You'll just hear me talk about the cards. And for context, I haven't looked at any of these yet, so it'll be a lot of fun to see. And this is also the first time I'm doing it exclusively on YouTube. Usually you'll find me streaming these, but again, I just haven't had the time. So right now I'm focusing on my YouTube. At some point, I'll get back into streaming as well. Now, first we have Death Knight, and the first card is Staff of the Primus. It is a 1-mana 1/3 weapon with 2 unholy runes. After you attack, shuffle a random plague into your opponent's deck, and the plagues are, let's see, a 2/2 undead peasant, sure, blood plague, let's see, take 2 damage, restore 2 health to enemy hero, so that means I would gain 2 health, okay. Unholy plague, oh, so this is where that comes from, summon a 2/2 for your opponent, so I would get a 2/2 and they take 2 damage. Take 2 damage, your next card costs 1 more up to 10. Okay, sure. So basically you shuffle these plagues in, and then this is just a token that you get. Okay. Sure, that's pretty cool. I should mention I'm rating these for arena purposes. I think this is a really good card. I would give this like 5 stars. I think 1/3 weapons for 1 mana are generally good. And like this, this is a minor upside because you don't know if they're gonna draw them. But I just think a 1/3 weapon is good. So like someone maybe 4.5 stars because you're not guaranteed to draw these, but you definitely want to draft this. That's perfectly fine. Then we have Distressed Cavalier. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. It's a 2-mana 3/2 with 2 unholy. Death Rattle shuffles 2 random plagues into your opponent's deck. Okay, 3/2 with upside. Not as good as a 2/3, but fine. Like, probably a 3-star rating for me. Like, you can easily draft this, no problem. Down with the Ship, a 2-mana shadow spell with 1 frost, 1 unholy. Deal 3 damage to a minion. If it dies, shuffle 2 random plagues into your opponent's deck. Okay, so the plague deck seems to be unholy frost, right? Okay, that's pretty cool. I like the idea of it. Then we have, oh wait, I should give this a star rating. This is probably a bit worse than the others just because 3 damage to a minion specifically for 2 mana is not that great. So, that would usually be a 1 mana thing, and again, you're not really guaranteed to draw any of these. The others are fine because they fit their mana cost well and they just have an upside. This one I'm only gonna give 2 stars because it's fine. It's not undraftable, but it's not great. Then we have Frozen Over, 2 mana, Frost spell, 1 Frost rune. Both players draw 2 cards, your opponent cannot play them next turn. I am not generally a fan of drawing for both you and your opponent, but it's not the worst thing in the world, I guess, because they can't play them next turn, but the thing is, you're not guaranteed, you don't know what they're gonna draw, so it's like, I guess if they already have so many plagues in their deck, I think the point is that you shuffle a bunch of plagues in, then you play this, and then they draw the plagues, but you just can't really guarantee that in arena. I think I would give this like 1.5 to 2 stars. The thing is, you could really need the card draw, right? So in some decks, this could be pretty good, but I'm not sure. Like, 2 stars at most. And we have Northern Navigation. 2 mana frost spell again with 1 frost rune. Discover a spell from your deck. If it's a frost spell, freeze a random enemy minion. Okay, It's basically Shadow Visions with upside, right? So I guess I'll give that a 3-star because I don't think Shadow Visions is all that good anymore. So I guess we're giving this, like, I would probably give Shadow Vision a 2-star rating, which is just a pre-spell that says discover a spell from your deck. But this one also has the added upside of freezing a random enemy minion specifically. Either like 2.5 or 3 stars. I'm leaning towards the 3-star rating just because I feel like the freezing could be really, really good in some scenarios anyway. And we have... I'm guessing this means it's a Titan. I'm not sure what this means. Forge? What is Forge? Hold on, what does Forge do? Forge. Drag this to your deck to spend 2 mana for an upgrade. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so that's a new keyword. Okay, ooh. That's actually pretty cool. I like that a lot. So, let's see here. So, Eulogizer? I have no idea. 3 mana, 3/3. Spend 3 corpses to deal 3 damage. Forge, gain them instead. Okay, so if you spend 5 mana total, you just gain 3 corpses and deal 3. So here's the thing in Arena, right? I kind of like this card because on its baseline, it's a 3 mana, 3/3, deal 3. It's very easy to get corpses. I feel like this is a really, really good card, actually. Let's see. I really like the idea of this, actually, but yeah. I think in Arena, I'd give this 4 stars because for the most part, you're gonna have the corpses. You might not want this on turn 3, but it's pretty good. Yeah, I like it. You could also potentially like forge it on turn 2 and then play it on turn 3. I don't think that's amazing because you want to get stuff down on turn 2, but I do think this is a pretty good card because odds are you can easily get 3 corpses. So, and like you don't need to gain corpses in Arena all that much. So 4 stars for me. Then we have Hell Yeah. Hell Yeah. Alright, 4 mana, 4/4 with 1 unholy thing. Battlecry, shuffle all 3 plays into your opponent's deck. Plays they draw this game are unending. Does that mean they keep returning? I assume that's what it means, like they'll then shuffle 1 back in the deck. I mean, that's okay, but it doesn't do much on its own, right? It kind of requires them to actually draw them to do anything. I'll give this like a 2-star because it's an understated 4-drop that, I mean, the fact that plagues they draw this game are unending is pretty cool with all the plague stuff, but I just don't think in Arena you'll get that much synergy, so this is a 2-star card for me, sadly. It's pretty cool though. Then we have Tomb Trader, 4 mana, 4/3, 1 frost, 1 unholy. Battlecry, destroy a plague in your opponent's deck to deal 3 damage to all minions. Okay, so this is pretty darn good. It requires you to have plagues though. I'll give it a 3-star rating for being deck dependent, but with a very, very, very good payoff. It might actually be a 4-star, but I'm giving it 3 because deck dependency is a thing here. And we have the Primus, 8 mana, 7/9, Titan. What does it mean that it's a Titan? Click on a Titan to use one of its 3 abilities. Okay. After this uses an ability, discover a card with that rune. So I guess I can't see the abilities. Destroy. Or are these the abilities? Oh, these must be the abilities. Right. Okay, so Runes of Blood. Destroy an enemy minion. This minion and your hero gain its health. Okay, that's cool. Summon 2 3/3 undead with Taunt and Reborn, which are these, Servant of the Primus, okay. Runes of Frost. The next spell you cast costs 3 less and has spell damage +3. Whoa, that's insane. Okay, and then you discover a card with that rune type. Okay. That's pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie, I like that quite a lot. We need to remember that you can't discover triple rune cards, But other than that, this is pretty darn good. I mean, it's a discover, and then you get extra abilities that are kind of insane. Like, destroying an enemy minion is not even a random one. You can target with this, and then the Titan will gain health, which is super important because that means you can keep it alive for another turn, potentially get more value. You're probably not going to choose the Runes of Frost very often, but Runes of the Unholy and Runes of Blood are so good that it makes up for it. I don't even care. You get to choose between all three of them each time. I think this is a 5-star card, just because Unholy is so good and Blood makes it so that you might be able to use it twice. This is so insane. 5 stars for me. Then we have an 11 mana 8/5 with 1 Unholy, Chained Guardian, Rush Reborn, cost 1 less for each plague shuffled into the enemy deck this game. Deck dependent, but okay. Probably like 2.5 stars, just because it's like fine, but you need all the plague cards first. And you need, like, the thing is, it only says shuffled into the enemy deck. It doesn't say they had to draw them, so that does make it a little bit better, but it does still require you to draft the other shuffle effects thing with plagues. So yeah, 2.5 feels fair. Then we have Crystalline Statue. We are on the Demon Hunter cards now. 2 mana 5/4 elemental rush. Start Stormant after you draw 4 cards, this awakens. Okay. So in Arena, this is probably not all that great, depending on how much draw you can get in Demon Hunter. But if you're just like drawing cards normally, and after 4 turns you get this, I don't think that's the best. But yeah, I'm not sure about this one. Probably like a 2-star. It's deck dependent, but like in the right deck it's probably fine. Then we have Runic Adornment, 2 mana spell. Discover a spell that costs 3 or less. Shuffle 2 copies into your deck that casts when drawn. That's pretty cool. The problem with this is it really depends on Demon Hunter's spells, meaning it's not going to be a consistently good card. But it does do cast when drawn, which can be positive and negative because it depends on what you find. If you find something that says deal 3 damage, then it could deal 3 damage to yourself or your own minions as well. Even if it just says deal 3 damage to a minion or something. Like, that doesn't feel great. I'm not sure about this one. I'm gonna give it 2 stars because I feel like the cast when drawn is like kind of a downside in a way. It can be an upside, but also you have to draw them even if it is an upside. So 2 stars. Then we have Argunit Golem? I don't know what that means. 3 mana 1/5 has +1 attack for each card you've drawn this turn. So it's basically, it's a 2/5 on your turn. Basically no matter what. But on your opponent's turn, it is a 1/5. I think that's how I read it. If it is a 1/5 on your opponent's turn, then this is just Amgam Rager all over again. And it's gonna really, really suck. Because it does say this turn, implying that if it's your opponent's turn, you haven't drawn any cards, you know? You probably haven't drawn any cards. So I'm giving this a 1 star, but I might revisit it if there's more draw for Demon Hunter that can proc on your opponent's turn. Then we have Disciple of Argus. 3 mana 2/2 Death Rattle. Summon 2 2/2 elementals with taunt. I mean, it's fine. Like, nothing wrong with this card. You can definitely draft it. It's not gonna be your hard-hitting amazing card, but it's definitely good. I'd give it like a solid 3-star rating for very draftable. Like, it's just fine, you know? It's a fine card. Then we have Weight of the World. 3 mana spell, draw 2 cards. Forge. Draw cards until you have as many as your in hand as your opponent first. Oh. Okay. Okay. So... Arcane Intellect would get about a 2-star rating these days. 2 to 2.5 star rating, because it's just outdated and power crept into oblivion. This is Arcane Intellect combined with Divine Favor. So, Divine Favor was Hall of Famed, because in Standard it was absolutely busted, but how good is it in Arena? Probably not as great, but I think it's fine. And I mean, Demon Hunter likes playing aggressively, so I feel like having this card is actually insanely good. I think I would give this card like... I'm giving this a 3.5 star rating because I personally feel like this is going to be pretty good. Because if Demon Hunter is aggressive, which I always just assume Demon Hunter to be the aggressive class, at least the most aggressive one, then I feel like this is just going to be amazingly good, right? And like, I'm giving it a 3.5 because it is technically deck dependent. You could be not an aggro deck and then it's not as good, so 3.5 feels fair, but it's pretty good, I think. Then we have an Eridar Deceptor. 4 mana 3/5 demon. Whenever you draw a card, summon a 1/1 demon with Rush. I mean, fine, I guess. Again, like, it's alright. I'll give this one 2.5 stars just because it's deck dependent and it's not the best payoff. So yeah, that feels fair to me. Then we have Jotun the Eternal. 5 mana, 4/5. Battle cry for the rest of the game. Cast a copy of the first spell you drew each turn at enemies. That's very interesting. You're probably not going to draft many spells, so I'm just going to give this guy a 2-star rating. What he does is really good, I feel like, but the problem is just that you're not going to draft enough spells for this card. However, it's not a 1-star card because it doesn't harm you if you do have spells, you know? So it's deck dependent, and the payoff is decent, but it's deck dependent in such a way that in Arena you're probably not going to get it off. So 2 stars for him. And we have Momentum. 5 mana spell, give your hero +4 attack this turn. Cost 1 less for each card you've drawn this turn. Again, deck dependent, it's like fine. It's not the greatest payoff, but I mean, it's alright, I guess. I think you can probably get this to 0 mana somewhat easily. Or 1 mana maybe. But even then, is it great in Arena? Not the best, I don't think. I don't think this is a game changer. I'm gonna give it like 2.5 stars, because deck dependent, but not much of a payoff, although maybe a consistent payoff. Fine. Then we have Argus the Emerald Star. 7 mana, 5/9. Let's see. Minions to the left of this have Rush, and ones to the right have Lifesteal. That's pretty cool. And then what is the ability? The ability is Show of Force. Reduce the cost of all minions in your hand by 2. That is insane. Summon 4 2/2 elementals with Taunt. That's also really strong. And then discover Death Rattle minion. It costs 3 less. That one's probably not as good, but Show of Force and Argunite Army are both pretty darn good. Yeah, I think the Titans are probably just gonna be great. I'm giving this one 5 stars as well. I think the whole like having lifesteal is not as important, but having Rush is pretty darn good. So yeah, I mean lifesteal can be situationally useful on like taunt minions and stuff, but generally speaking, I'm more interested in the Rush part, and then the effect of like reducing your minions in hand by 2 and the summon dudes. Then we have Mythical Terror. A 7-mana, 3/10 Demon Beast. Okay. Lifesteal. At the end of your turn, force all enemy minions to attack this. That's a new form of board clear, a little bit. We've seen the one where with Battle Cry all enemy minions attack this, the 2/5 for 3. I think that was a taunt guy, a neutral taunt guy. I kind of like this. I think this is a good way of making a board clear that doesn't feel broken, because if it dies, then I believe the way it works is if enough minions attack it so that it's collective 10 damage, then the next minion will not attack, making these cards very well designed. I really, really like it, and very, very much like a skill testing card on both players because of play order, etc. I really like this. Really, really good. How good is it in Arena? I'll give it like a 3.5, because I think having AoE is generally good. But it is at 7 mana, so it's also kind of hard to draft a lot of like high-end, high mana cost stuff. So I think 3.5 is fair. It's a cool effect though. I love that type of card. Then we have the Druid cards. Okay. Embrace of Nature. A nature spell, obviously, for 1 mana. Draw a choose 1 card. Forge, it has both effects combined. So if you forge for 2 mana first, then you get a 3 mana, draw a choose 1 card that does both. I mean, it's alright, I suppose. I don't think it's that great, because first of all, it requires you to have choose 1 cards, and if you forge, it's like 3 mana, draw 1 card. That is slightly better than usual. I don't know. I think... I'd probably give this a 1 star, actually. I think just draw choose 1 card is, like, okay, but like, even then, is it worth drafting? I don't actually think so. I'd give it a 1, maybe a 2, but I don't think you ever want to forge, because I don't think that's good enough. Then we have Forest Seedlings. Summon 2 1/1 saplings for 1 mana, blossoms in 2 turns, and then if it blossoms, you summon 2 2/2 treants. Okay, I mean, that's pretty cool. I like that. It's like Alley Cat is like the old Druid card that just summoned, that either summoned these or dealt 2 damage. I don't even remember the name of the card, but it's an old one. I'd give this like a 3 stars, because I feel like even Alley Cat is playable these days, and if you wait for Forest Blooms, like, you get a 1 mana for 2 2/2s, like, that's pretty good. Yeah, I like this card. That's a good card. Then we have Lifebinder's Gift, a 2 mana nature spell. Choose 1, get 2 random nature spells, or reduce the cost of spells in your hand by 1. If you ever draft this card, you just get 2 random nature spells. You probably will never reduce the cost of spells in your hand, because you don't have enough of them. But I mean, that's pretty cool. I mean, I'm fine with this. I think I would give this 2 stars, because random spells are not typically great. The fact that it's specifically nature spells makes it slightly better. Had it just been random spells, I probably would have put it on 1 star, but it is a fun card, so there is that. Yeah, 2 stars. Then we have Conservator Nymph. 3 mana 3 for Battle Cry. Transform a friendly treant into a 5/5 ancient with taunt. I mean, it's fine. Deck dependent, but pretty good, and you can draft it even without it, because it's just a 3/4, it's fine. I'd give this a 4-star rating, actually. I think I would love to draft this, because it seems like treants are a thing now-ish. Let's see, what do we got here? 3 mana, nature spell. Frost Lotus Seedling. Draw 1 card, gain 4 armor. Blossoms in 3 turns into draw 2 cards, gain 8 armor. Okay. So it becomes Arcane Intellect that's slightly better. Like, okay, this doesn't feel worth it to me, because Arcane Intellect with some armor on it is, like, not great these days, I don't feel like. I'm giving this like 3 stars because, like I said, Arcane Intellect is somewhere in between 2.5, right? So I feel like this is probably 3 stars, but it's just not that good. Like, I don't think waiting for this is worth it. Like, you have to wait 3 turns to get an Arcane Intellect with that's just like slightly better. You could argue this is worse because you can't just draw it and play it. Okay, I'm actually giving it 2 stars. My argument for that being that you have to wait 3 turns. If you draw this later in the game, it just sucks. Yeah, 2 stars. Honestly, I've talked myself into a 2-star rating for this. Because I think Arcane Intellect just is a better card. You don't have to wait for it. Then we have Disciple of Eonar. 4 mana 4/4. Battlecry. You next choose one card as both effects combined. Deck dependent, but decent. Give it 2.5 because a 4 mana 4/4 is generally not great, but the effect is pretty good. The fact that the effect also stays, it doesn't say this turn, so that's good too. Yeah. Then we have Ancient of Growth. 7 mana 5/5. Choose one. Summon 3 2/2 treants or transform your treants into 5/5 ancients with taunt. You know what? I'm gonna give that 4 stars. I think that's actually pretty good because you can always just summon the 2/2s and now I have a board again, you know? That's pretty good. I'm a fan. And we have Cultivation. 8 mana nature spell. Give your minions +2/+2. Cost 1 less for each treant you've summoned this game. Okay, so this is deck dependent, but it's a pretty good value card, I would say. It kind of gives me Arbor Up vibes, but this one doesn't summon anything itself, making it worse, which is good because Arbor Up was absolutely insane. Let's not forget that. I would say I'm gonna give this a 3-star rating because it's pretty good, but the problem is that you have to have drafted the treant stuff in order to make this one work. So it's not horrible, but it's deck dependent. Good payoff though. And we have Freya, Keeper of Nature. 8 mana 4/6. Choose one, duplicate your hand, or summon copies of all other friendly minions. Duplicate your hand, huh? Interesting. This is an interesting card. Like, I don't... Here's the thing. Let's just say you have 2 minions. Then she can copy 2 minions, right? And that's, like, fine. She can, at max, copy 3 minions. The problem is that if you have more than 3 minions, she doesn't copy as many. So you kind of need to be careful with how many minions you play if you're gonna play this card. And she's 8 mana, so you can't, like, play cards and then play her. That kind of makes me think this is not the greatest card. At the same time, how good is Duplicate Your Hand then? I mean, that depends on what your hand looks like, but I mean, at the end of the day, duplicating your hand is just slow. I think this is more of a constructed card than anything else. I don't think this is actually all that great. I'm giving it a 2-star rating for being deck dependent and kind of clunky to use, because Duplicate Your Hand sounds deck dependent as all hell. Summon copies of your other friendly minions seems like you would need some kind of setup for it, or like a very specific board state for it to work. So yeah, it's bit awkward. 2 stars, but isn't like actively hurting your game either. It's not. Yeah, it doesn't have like a downside on it. It's just kind of like not good. And we have Eonar the Lifebender. 10 mana 5/7. Titan. After this, use an ability, summon a 5/5 ancient with taunt, and the abilities are Spontaneous Growth, draw cards until your hand is full. That's pretty darn good. Bountiful Harvest, restore your hero to full health. Hold on. There's a Reno effect here? What the hell? And refresh your mana crystals. This card is insane. What the hell? This card's insane! Okay. Let me explain why this is so stupid. So, you play this, right? You use your ability to refresh your mana. Then you get a 5/5 included in your refreshed mana. That's like 4 mana worth of stuff. Like 4 or 5 mana, right? So this is basically a 14 mana ability. That's a 5-star card. What the hell? You're gonna have a serious issue if your opponent drafted a Titan and you didn't. Like, this is insane. 5 stars. Easy 5 stars. Moving on to Hunter. Always a bigger Yamungar? I don't know. 1 mana. Give a minion +2 attack and excess damage dealt by attacks hits the enemy hero. I mean, it's alright, I guess. Like, it's fine. I don't know. 2 stars? Like, it's not unplayable, but like, it requires a minion with fairly high attack. I guess it is kind of a burst card in the sense that you can give it to maybe like a 10/1 or whatever, and then you attack with it into a 1/1, and now you got 9 face damage for 1 mana, which is a lot of damage. But it's situational. You might not have high attack minions necessarily. You might not have any minions at all. It's situational. I think I give it 2 stars. And we have here Awakening Tremors. Get 3 for 1 worms. They cost 1. I see, so... That's interesting. So it's 4 mana for 3 4/1s, essentially. I'm not the biggest fan of that stat line, I'll be honest. I mean, the only great thing about it is that you don't need to play all of them at once, but then you're doing like how much is a 2 mana 4/1? That's bad, right? 3 mana 8/2 is like fine, but still not great. And then you have it all, it would be a 12/3 stats in total, right? For 4 mana. Not great, but not awful. I think you can definitely draft this card, but I just don't know if it's all that powerful. I'm giving it 2 stars. Then we have Absorbent Parasite. 2 mana, 3/1. Magnetic Rush can magnetize to mechs and beasts. Okay, I mean, that's kind of cool, I guess. So that means you can give a Beast Rush, which is, and with extra +3 attack. That's pretty cool. I like that a lot, actually. I'll give this a 3-star rating because Hunter does have beasts, and I mean mechs are fine too. So yeah, I would give that a 3-star. Then we have Bait and Switch. 2 mana secret. When a friendly minion is attacked, you have +3/+3. That's actually pretty cool. I kind of like that. It depends on how many other Hunter secrets there are in the game at the time, but this on its own is pretty decent. Probably also a 3-star card. Then we have Observer of Myths. Whenever you after you summon a minion with more attack than this, give all friendly minions +1 attack. Oh, that is really powerful, actually. Let me explain why I think this card is busted. So, first of all, 2 mana 1/4 is a stat line that's really freaking annoying to deal with. So your opponent is not going to get rid of this very easily on turn 3. Or turn 2, if you coin this out, you probably win the game. And then you just have to play, like, literally anything. Like, you need more and more attack the more and more attack buff this does, but if it just gives, like, 1 or 2 buffs, you're, like, pretty happy with that. This is so good. This is such a good card. I'm giving this a 5-star rating. I might be overrating this a little bit, but the stat line is just so good. Yeah, I believe this card is really, really powerful. 5 stars. And we have Titan Forced Traps. 2 mana, discover and cast a secret forge, do it twice. Okay, so it's a new way of having the ring toss or whatever for mage. So instead of Corrupt, you have to Forge first. I mean, Ring Toss is a pretty good card, and this is just Ring Toss without Corrupt, so I feel like it's pretty good. I'll give it like a 3-star rating. Like, it's obviously better in Mage because the secrets are more expensive and more powerful, but this is pretty good, so 3 stars, yeah. Then we have Fable, Stable Hand. 3 mana, 3/3 rush. Battle Cry if you control a minion with 4 more attack, gain +2/+2. I mean, it's just a 3 mana, 3/3 with rush with a pretty good upside, right? I'll give it a 3 stars. Again, I think it's decent, but it requires you to have some other stuff, so yeah. Then we have Agramar the Avenger. 6 mana, 3/7 Titan. Battlecry, equip a 3/3 weapon I can't pronounce. Okay, cool. And the ability does give your weapon after your attack, draw a card. Give your weapon after your attack, summon a 3/3 Enforcer with Taunt. Give your weapon +2 attack and your hero is immune while attacking. Okay. There's some options here. I don't think it's as good as the other Titans, but I still think it's decent. Like, the fact that you can get card draw or immune while attacking is pretty strong. I don't know about the Enforcer with Taunt. Like, the Enforcer with Taunt doesn't really matter as much, I don't think, but the other two are fine. I'll give this a 4-star because I think it's good, but I don't think it's busted like the other two. Or 3, or however many we've been through so far. And we have Starstrung Bow. That is such a pretty artwork. That does not look Hearthstone-y at all, but I love it. It looks awesome. 6 mana, 6/2. Cost 1 less for each friendly secret that has triggered this game. Deck dependent. But if just one secret has been triggered, you already have a better Arcanite Reaper. That doesn't say a whole lot these days, but I mean, it's a reference point we can draw from. I would probably give this... I'd give it a 2.5 star because I feel like it's an okay payoff, but it's deck dependent, so that's why it gets that star rating. And we have Hodir, Father of Giants. 8 mana, 8/8 Battlecry. Set the stats of the next 3 minions you play to 8/8. Ooh, I like this idea a lot, actually. This is insanely cool. And I think it's pretty strong too. I'll give it a 4-star rating because it's 8 mana, and 8 mana is a lot, and then you need to play more stuff in order to use this effect. But that's pretty cool though. That's pretty poggers. I like that. 4 stars. Alright, mage cards. 1 mana spell, Discovery of Magic. That is absolutely excellent artwork as well. That looks so cool. Discover a spell from a spell school you haven't cast this game from any class. From any class, huh? That's fun. This looks like a rogue card. Like, from any class? That's very rogue-esque. I don't know. I mean, I feel like it's not that great because it's, like, inconsistent. I don't know. I'm gonna give it... Because it's specifically from a spell school, I feel like the cards are gonna be slightly better, because like fire spells can be AoE spells, frost spells could also be AoE spells technically, but yeah, I don't know. It's the from any class that's like throwing me off. I feel like this is more of a meme card than anything else. I'm gonna go with a 2-star rating on this because it has its uses, but I feel like it's kind of niche. Then we have Aqua Archivist. 2 mana, 2/2 elemental. Battlecry, the next elemental you play costs 2 less. Okay, so it's basically kind of a free 2/2. It's deck dependent and like, other than that, like, fine, I guess. I'll give it a 2-star rating. Not completely useless, but probably not the 2-drop you want. Chillomatic. That artwork is awesome as well. What is with the artworks in this expansion? It's so good. 2 mana, 2/3 magnetic, freeze any character damaged by this minion. Sure. I like that a lot. It reminds me of the old like little train or whatever that mech was. Now it just has magnetic. I really like this artwork. Oh my god. I'm gonna be playing Mage for the artworks exclusively. What the hell is this? What is this expansion? I'll give it let me think. I think I'll give this a 3-star because I feel like you can easily play it on 2. And then you can also magnetize it later, so it's pretty good. And we have Molten Rune, 3 mana fire spell, deal 3 damage, get a random spell, forge this cast twice. Okay, so it's a fireball that would get you 2 random spells if you did that, and it would be 5 mana. I mean, decent, maybe? I don't, My problem is that you kind of have to forge this one in order to get enough value, I feel like. And I'm assuming you have to target the same thing, which means 5 mana fireball, get a random spell, but random spell, like, what is with this stuff? What is this casino mage going on here? I think I'll just give it 3 stars. Like, I'm not really sure about this one. I guess, like, a fireball with upside for 5 mana is, like, fine, right? But it's just kind of... I don't know, like, random spell is throwing me off, because random spell, there are many spells in this game. Let's see what this is. Inquisitive Creation. That's a word. 4 mana, 3/4, mech. Deal 1 damage to all enemy minions, improved by each spell school you've cast this game. Again, like, it's again because you get all those random spells. The problem is not every spell has a spell school. So, like, you could get random spells that don't have one, and you're kind of unhappy. Is this good on a baseline? Yes. Is this good if you get different spell schools? Yes, for sure. This one's actually pretty good no matter what. I'd give this actually a 4-star rating. It is deck dependent, but it's like fine on the baseline and very good in the right deck. So yeah, 4 stars for me. Unchained Gladiator. 4 mana, 4/4 elemental. Battlecry, draw a card. Repeat for each elemental you played last turn. Ooh. Okay. It's definitely more of a constructed card, that's for sure, but I feel like it could work, right? Even just a 4 mana 4/4 draw card is fine in Arena. I'd give it a 3 stars. It's deck dependent, but on the baseline it's like okay. Then we have a 5 mana arcane spell, Wisdom of Nogganon. I don't know. Draw 2 cards, cost 1 less for each different spell school you've cast this game. Again, I mean, this is deck dependent and it is just 5 mana arcane intellect on base value, so I'm giving this 2 stars because it's deck dependent and the payoff is not that great. And we have Nogganon himself, 6 mana, 3/8 Titan. After this, uses an ability, double the power of the other abilities. Okay, so deal 5 damage. Enemy cards cost 1 next turn. Cast 1 random mage secret. Okay, so basically, once you've cast 1, you would either deal... the first one would be one of these, and then the next one would be deal 10 damage, cost 2 more, or cast 2 random mage secrets. And then you would double the last ability, which would then be either 20 damage, 4 more next turn, or 4 secrets. Okay. Alright, so you'd probably want to cast the secret first. You probably don't need 2 secrets all the time. But then you want to wait with the damage because you can get a Pyroblast here and potentially even 20 damage, but odds are you're not getting that. So, yeah, I don't know. I like this guy quite a bit. I don't think he's as powerful as the other ones. But he's probably a 4-star card because, again, options are just good to have, you know? Then we have Sif 6 mana, 4/6 spell damage +1, improved by each spell school you've cast this game. Again, with the whole spell school thing, I don't know. Give it a 3 stars. Like, it's kind of like the elemental guy that draws a card. It's like fine, but not, you know, it's fine on the baseline, but not amazing. And then we have Elemental Inspiration, 7 mana spell. Summon a 4/5 vortex with a random bonus effect for each spell school you've cast this game. Oh, I see. So you get, it's just the vortex. Wait, hold on. They have different keywords. Oh, that's cool. Okay. I see. So they get one at random and then, yeah. Okay. That's some pretty good payoff. I'd say if you summon just 2 or 3, you're pretty happy. I'll give this 4 stars. I think this is pretty good payoff, actually. Then we're at Paladin cards. X21 Repair Bot. 1 mana, 1/3 death mech with Death Rattle. Return any mechs magnetized to this to your hand. I mean, it's a 1/3, 1 mana, 1/3 with an upside, right? And it's a pretty decent upside too. I think I'll give this 4 stars. I think you want to draft this all the time, actually. And we have Inventor's Aura. 2 mana holy spell. Your max costs 1 less. Lasts 2 turns. Deck dependent. Decent in the deck it's in, I guess. I give it a 2 stars. It's deck dependent, but it's not a bad payoff per se. It's just that you need enough mechs to actually make this work. Noble Minibot. 2 mana, 2/3 mech with magnetic. After this attacks, give a random minion in your hand +1/+1. Huh. I mean, it's fine, I suppose. The fact that it's magnetic is pretty decent, but like, I don't know. How, like, the problem is the hand buff's probably not all that relevant, right? So I would probably give this probably 3 stars just because it's a fine 2-drop, but that's it. And we have Astral Serpent, 4 mana, 3/3 dragon. At the end of your turn, if this didn't attack, draw 2 cards. Does that count when it has Summoning Sickness? Because if so, that's actually pretty strong. 4 mana, 3/3 draw 2 is pretty darn good. And then you can like be patient and maybe draw more, but you're gonna draw 2 cards, it looks like, so that's pretty good. I'm actually gonna give that 5 stars. I think that's awesome. Judge Unworthy. 4 mana, set an enemy minion's health to 1, then deal 1 damage to all enemies. I'll give it like a 2.5 stars. I think it's okay, but not great. You're guaranteed to kill 1 thing, which I guess is good, or for the most part at least kill 1 thing. But I just don't... Yeah. I don't know, I think there are better cards. We have Stoneheart King, 4 mana, 3/2, Death Rattle, summon a 2/2 earthen that gains +2/+2 for each other earthen you've summoned this game. I mean, okay. It's like on the baseline okay-ish. But then you have this effect of like summoning more dudes, summon an even bigger man or whatever. Deck dependent, but like decent if you've got just 1, I guess. Each other earth and summon this game. I'll give it a 3-star rating. The payoff is fine, but you're gonna need the right deck for it. Then we have Tears. That is card name. 5 mana with Forge. Resurrect 3 different paladin minions. Set their stats to 2/2. Forge, resurrect another. That seems strange to me. Um, uh, mm, I'm giving this one 2 stars because I don't see... Like, I guess the one that we just looked at is kind of a payoff for it, but like, I don't get this. Like, that seems strange. Also, I hate res effects. It's so annoying. And we have Disciple of Amitus. 6 mana for 6 at the end of your turn, on a 2/2 that gains the whatever that is. Okay, so it's like Jades, but it's like golems. Well, they were also Jade golems, never mind. So these are just earthen golems instead. Okay, that makes sense. So it's an all or nothing package, and we'll see. I mean, this one's pretty good because already if it just summons a 2/2, it's pretty good. So I'll give this one a 4-star just for the stats alone, I guess. Then we have Amitus the Peacekeeper, 7 mana, 1/8, Titan with Taunt. Your minions can't take more than 2 damage at a time. Okay, that's interesting. Reinforce, draw 2 cards, set their attack, health, and cost to 2, okay. Empowered, give your other minions +2/+2, or Pacified, set the attack and health of all enemy minions to 2. This is really good, generally speaking, because you have like different modes you can do. Like, you can draw, that's fine, you can buff, or you can pacify. I'm yawning a bit today, I'm sorry about that. Yeah, like this one, I think it's a 4-star card. I think the options are fine, but not OP. Yeah, 4 stars. Tyr, 7 mana, 4/5, Battlecry Resurrect, 8/2, 3 and 4 attack paladin minion. I think this one might be better, but I don't know. I think this is like better because there's also some stats attached to it. It's also a Yeti at the same time, so I'm gonna give this one 3.5 stars. Then we're at Priest. Astral Automaton, 1 mana, 1/1, mech has +1/+1 for each other Astral Automaton you've summoned this game. That's probably a meme card in Arena. Yeah, I don't know. That seems a bit of a meme. I'm gonna say 2 stars, because I don't think it's that good. And we have Creation Protocol. 2 mana, holy spell, discover, copy of minion deck, forge, get another copy. Okay, so... Yeah, I don't... mean, that's fine, I suppose, but... So it's 4 mana, draw 2 copies of a minion, which... I don't know. Probably also 2 stars, not the best. Let's see. False Disciple. 2 mana, 2/2. Battlecry. Discover a legendary priest minion from the past. Okay, I mean, that's kind of cool, I guess. I mean, yeah. Legendary priest minion from the past. That is very specific and could be really bad. Like, it could be literally horrible. There are some really bad legendaries. There's also some good ones, but there are a lot of bad ones, I feel like. And with priest, they all feel really specific. I would say this is probably a 3-star card, because legendaries, like, discovering a legendary is probably fine, but the thing is that some of them might not be that good. It's very inconsistent. Maybe it's even a 2.5-star card. I just don't feel like I can put it any lower, because legendaries are generally speaking pretty powerful. The only problem is they can also be deck dependent. So it's like, it's an iffy card, but I'm just gonna go with a 2.5-star rating for it. And we have Grace of the High Father. 3 mana, holy spell, restore 8 health. Discover a card that costs the amount overhealed. That's pretty cool, actually. I'll actually give this 5 stars, because you can like play around with how much healing you want to overheal with. And I think this is actually pretty good. Like, I think that's a really good thing. Then we have Student of the Stars. 3 mana 4/3 Death Rattle. Shuffle a copy of this into your deck with permanent +3/+3. Oh my god. Huh. That's hilarious. I don't think this is all that good, but like, I'll give it a 3-star for being just a 3 mana 4/3, and that's fine, but I think this is kind of a meme card as well. What is with Priest getting meme stuff this time? Maybe they're trying to like make Priest into that. Let's see. The stars align. That's a cool artwork. What is the artworks in this expansion are pretty really awesome actually. Anyway, 3 mana arcane spell. Transform minions in your hand into ones that cost 3 more. They keep their original cost. Okay. I mean, not horrible, but not great either. It's also kind of a 3 mana do nothing. I don't know. I'm giving this 2 stars because I feel like it's more meme than anything else. Why is Priest getting weird stuff? 4 mana holy spell Serenity. Give all enemy minions -2 attack. Destroy any with 0 attack. That's awesome. Okay, I like that a lot. I'm giving that a 5-star rating. I think that's really, really good. Yeah, 5 stars for that. Raiden. 6 mana 5/5 Death Rattle. Summon each minion you've played this game that didn't start in your deck. Okay, I mean, so you got some payoff for the stars aligning thing, but I don't know about this. Like, deck dependent, pretty decent if you have the right deck, but it's very hard to get a deck like that, so I'm gonna go with 2 stars for this as well. We have Aman'Thul, 7 mana, 3/10 Titan. After this uses an ability to discover a legendary minion, and that is an insanely cool artwork again. Let's see. Choose a non-Titan minion. Summon a copy of it with +2/+2. Choose 2 enemy minions. Remove them from the game. That's an insane option. Summon a random 6-cost minion. Give it Taunt and Lifesteal. These 2 options are insane. I think this is a 5-star card just for Strike Through History. Like, that one's really good. 5 stars for that. Then we have Shapeless Constellation. That, again, amazing artwork. What? 8 mana 8/8 Battlecry. Transform into an 8/8 copy of a random minion in your hand. Probably also a bit of a meme in Arena, but this one I'm gonna give 3 stars just to... I mean, maybe it can work for you, but I don't know, man. That's kind of not great. Then we have Gear Shift. 1 mana spell, we're back to Rogue. Well, we're now at Rogue. Shuffle the 2 leftmost cards in your hand into your deck. Draw 3 cards. So it's draw neutral because you spend a card and you shuffle two cards and you draw 3. If you draw this like in the late game, if you top deck it, is just 1 mana draw 3, which is really strong. I think I'm gonna give this a 3-star rating. In some situations, it's gonna be really powerful, but in some situations, you're not gonna want to play it at all. So 3 stars feels fair. And we have Tar Slick, 1 mana. Minions take double damage this turn, deal 1 damage. Oh. It includes your own minions, but it's pretty good, I feel like. I'd give this a 4-star rating because it's a way of like controlling the board, which Rogue doesn't have a whole lot of, so I feel like this is really good. Then we have from the Scrap Heap, 2 mana, summon 3 1/1 magnetic spark bots with random bonus effects. Oh, or no, get 3 of them. And then they have like various things. These are so cute. What the hell? Oh my god, why are these so cute? Like, oh my god, okay. Also, I love these like little things right here. I don't know what they are, but oh my god, the artworks in this expansion, man, I love it. I don't think these are that great. Like, I don't think, like, maybe you want the poisonous one, but that's about it. Like, Reborn can work on certain things, I suppose, but Wind Fury can sometimes can work too. Divine Shield's okay. But like you're spending 2 mana to get 3 of these, then you have to spend 3 mana later to even use the effects. I'm giving this a 2-star rating because it also means you need to have mechs in your deck for this to even work, so 2 stars seems fair. And we have Kajamite Creation. 2 mana, 3/2 battlecry. Discover a spell from another class that costs 3 or less. Okay. I think this is probably a 4-star card because I think you can always draft this no matter what. It's really good. Pit Stop, 2 mana spell. Discover a mech from your deck, give it +2/+1. It's fine, but like again, deck dependent. I mean, I don't know, 2 mana for drawing a card that's buffed a little bit doesn't feel great either. Or well, essentially drawing. I would say 2 stars for this as well. And then we have a 3 mana 4/3 Coppertail Snoop. It's a mech beast with magnetic. Whenever this attacks, get a coin. Let's think. Let me think. Coins have always been pretty good in Rogue. The fact that this has magnetic means you can basically guarantee triggers if you have a different mech. Oh man, once again with the yawning, I'm so sorry, guys. I'm gonna give this a 3-star rating because on its own it's like fine, but then if you can magnetize it, it's very good. And we have Mimiron, the Mastermind, 3 mana 2/5 mech. After you play a mech, get 1 of Mimiron's gadgets, and his gadgets are the next card you play costs 2 less. Give a friendly minion +3 attack against all until end of turn. Choose 2 minions, they swap stats, it's pretty cool. Give a minion Taunt and Divine Shield. Return a minion to its owner's hand. Deal 3 damage. These are all pretty decent. I'll give this card like 5 stars. I actually think you can draft this in pretty much any deck. I mean, you do need mechs, but like... It looks... Okay. I'll actually... Okay. I'm gonna take that back because you do need mechs to play. So I'm gonna say this is a 4-star card for being great payoff in a mech deck. Let's go with that. 4 stars. And we have Spider with an eye pun in the middle. Oh, that's amazingly fun. I love that because it's got eyes. Like, that is... Okay. A+ for the pun to whoever made this. 3 mana 3/4 mech beast, magnetic stealth horn turn. That's pretty good. I like it. I like that a mech with stealth is powerful, even on its own, because it means that next turn you can magnetize stuff onto it, so that's pretty good. Honestly, probably 5 stars just for that alone, the fact that it gives you the ability to magnetize stuff. Then we have Lab Constructor, 4 mana 3/2 mech. At the end of your turn, summon a copy of this, forge, gain magnetic. Oh, that means you can summon a copy of anything, of any mech, but it is very slow. I'll give it 3 stars for being decent value for the right deck, but also being very slow. And we have Voltron Prime, 6 mana 3/5 Titan. Oh my god, look at that keyword, Titan. Oh, I love this. This is so good. They literally are memeing all over the place, and I love it. Okay, this minion's abilities repeat on another friendly minion. Okay. Gain +2/+1, deal 4 damage to a random enemy. Gain +1/+2, draw a card. Gain +3 health and can't be targeted by spells or hero powers. Okay. I mean, this is like fine, right? But not great. The fact that it repeats on another friendly minion is kind of cool, but I don't know. Doesn't seem as powerful as any other one we've looked at so far, so I'm gonna give this one 3 stars. And we have Shaman cards. Lightning Reflexes, 1 mana nature spell. Discover a nature spell. If you play it this turn, discover another. So it's like the taunt thing, but you now discover nature spells. I'm giving it 4 stars. It can definitely get you a lot of value. So yeah, let's go with 4 stars. Then we have a 2-mana 2/3 Disciple of Golganath. At the end of your turn, reduce the cost of a random overload card in your hand by 1. I'm just gonna give this a 3 star because it's like deck dependent, but it's a fine 2-drop just stat wise, so it's okay. Flash of Lightning. 2-mana nature spell, draw a card. Next turn, your nature spells cost 1 less. You're not gonna have enough nature spells for this to work for you, I don't think, so I'm gonna give it a 2-star rating for being okay. Like, you know, it's a good effect, but it's very deck dependent. And we have Thorim Stormlord, 3-mana, 3/4 Battle Cry. Unlock your overloaded mana crystal. Draw that many cards. Okay, so deck dependent, but I'll give it like 3 stars for just being a 3-drop you can draft. Yeah, that seems fine, but very, very good effect if you do overload. Turn the Tides, 3-mana nature spell. Give your hero +3 attack this turn. Summon a 3/3 elemental with Rush, overload 1. I don't know. I'll give it like a 3 stars because the overload synergy seems pretty good, but like at the end of the day, this is not the best card ever. And we have another Forge card, 4-mana 3/5 elemental. After you cast nature spell, summon a 4/2 elemental. Forge, they now have Rush. So yeah, okay, so these are the elementals. Okay. Oh, I like that the artwork changes a bit. This one's like passive looking. This one got the aggressive eyes and the claws out. That's pretty cool. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't mind this per se, but I feel like it's so specific with the nature spell stuff. I have to give it 3 stars at that point. Like, it's fine, but not great. And we have Tempest Hammer, 4-mana 1/3. After your hero attacks, deal 3 damage to the lowest health enemy. In Arena, it's probably tough to control this too much. I'm gonna give it 3 stars, but I feel like that's even overrating it a little bit. But I do believe this can be good. And we have Crash of Thunder. 5-mana nature spell. Deal 3 damage to all enemies. Cost 1 less for each nature spell you've cast this game. I'll give it like a 4-star rating because I feel like it's okay on its own, not great, but like the cost reduction is just powerful, so yeah, that's what I'll rate it. And it's a card that scales with itself because the first one you play and then you can play another one for 4 mana, so like it makes itself cheaper if you have multiple of them. So I like that card. Then we have Golganath the Thunderer. 6-mana 5/7 Titan. Your first spell each turn costs 3 less. Speaking of cost reduction, okay. Deal 3 damage to all enemies and restore 6 health to all friendly characters. That is insane. Deal 20 damage to a minion. Okay. Draw 3 overload cards. I honestly am giving this 3 stars because of how good Roaring Oceans just is. Like, that's just an amazing effect. I'm gonna give this 5 stars and not look at the other 2 effects all that much. Then we have a 7-mana 6/6 dragon with Rush. Whenever this attacks, summon 2/3/1 whelps to attack the target first. And it's called Throgrinir Drake? I can't pronounce that. Whenever this attacks, summon 2 dudes that attack the target first. That's actually pretty good. That's pretty good. I think I'll give it a 4 stars. I think this is actually a really good card to just draft. And now we're on to Warlock cards. Starting with 1-mana Chaotic Consumption. Destroy a friendly minion to destroy an enemy minion. I mean, it's alright, I guess. I mean, pretty good for 1 mana, I guess. think I'll give it 4 stars because 1 mana destroy an enemy minion's pretty good, right? And then, like, yeah, you might need to destroy your own thing as well, but I mean, that's just Warlock in a nutshell, right? Mysterious Form, 1 mana shadow spell, give a friendly minion +3/+3 until your next turn. I'll give it like a 2 star. Like, temporary buffs are okay, but not great, so yeah. Can work for you, but can also be pretty bad, and it requires you to have a minion on board, probably one that already can attack, so yeah. Alright, next we have Thornveil Tentacle. 2 mana, 2/2 lifesteal, Battlecry, deal 2 damage to random enemy minion, which means you get 2 life right away, because the Battlecry does interact with the lifesteal. I actually kind of like this card, because, I mean, it says random enemy minion, so it's a little less good, but I'm gonna go with 3 stars for this. I think this is actually good. Then we have a location. I think this is a location, right? It must be, yeah, it must be location. 3 mana location, Forge of Wills, 2 durability. Choose a friendly minion, summon a giant with its stats and rush. Sure, that's pretty decent actually. I kind of like that. I'm gonna give this a 4-star rating. I think that's actually really good. And we have Mortal Eradication. That is insanely cool artwork too. 3 mana shadow spell, deal 5 damage randomly split amongst all enemy minions, restore 2 health to your hero for each killed. So it's Cinderstorm, except it only hits minions and then you restore some health if you kill stuff. I'm giving that 3 stars. I think that's pretty good. I think the bad thing about Cinderstorm is that it can go face, so yeah, let's go with that. Then we have Disciple of Sargeras. 4 mana, 3/3. Battlecry, discard a spell to summon 2/3/2 imps. Forge, give them +2 health and taunt. So again, you need to have drafted spells for this to work, but it's pretty good stats if you just like play it. Hopefully you have a spell. It's bad if you top deck it, because then you don't have a spell for sure. I'm gonna give this 2 stars actually, because I feel like the fact that you need to have a spell is like really bad. And we have Wing Wielding, 4 mana spell. Discard your highest cost cards. Deal damage equal to its cost to all minions. I'm giving that probably a 3.5 stars. I think it's fine, but it does require you to have a high cost card, so yeah, it's fine. And we have Loken, Jailer of Yogg-Saron. Battlecry. Discover a minion from your deck, summon a tentacle with its stats and taunt. 6 mana, 3/3. And it's called an escaped tentacle. Okay, sure. That's pretty cool. I'll give that... I don't know. I'll give it like a 3 stars, because it's deck dependent, but like you can pretty easily get a minion that's like big enough to make these stats decent, so yeah, okay. And we have Imprisoned Horror, 9 mana, 5/5, cost 1 less for each damage you've taken on your turns this game. Dangerous, gives me Corridor Creeper vibes, but probably not as good, because not only is it 9 mana, but dealing damage to yourself can be tough sometimes. I'll give it like a 2-star rating, because I feel like it's very deck dependent and not that great value. And we have Sargeras the Destroyer, 9 mana, 6/12, Demon, Titan, Battlecry, open a portal that summons 2/3/2 imps each turn. Are you serious? This is like... Now you can just get the quest reward for the discard quest just on a minion. What the hell is this? And what's the ability then? Yeah, it's literally just that. It's the thing that you get. This just shows you how bad that discard quest was. Okay, let's see. Send all of the minions into the Twisting Nether. Okay, so Twisting Nether on a stick except for the Titan. Inferno. Summon 2 6/6 Infernos from the Twisting Nether. Okay, and then this is Future demons summoned from the Twisting Nether have +2 health and taunt. Okay, and then we have these and these. Okay. Man, what the hell? And I'm guessing, like, from the... Okay, so the Twisting Nether is this. So if you do this, then you get extra health and taunt on the dudes that pop out of the portal. Which... Man, it just goes to show you how horrible that quest was, doesn't it? I'm giving this card 5 stars, I think. I think having a Twisting Nether here is really good. And the fact that it doesn't affect itself, yeah, that's really good. And we have for Warrior, 2 mana, 1/3 magnetic, also damages minions next to whomever this attacks. Having magnetic cleave is actually really powerful. I'm giving this a 4-star rating because I don't really like magnetic overall, but it seems like there are a lot of mechs overall, and like I feel like having specifically cleave as magnetic is really good because it means you can attack with the cleave right away. So that's very, very powerful, and why I'm giving it such a high score. Despite it being deck dependent, I think this is an amazing thing to get. Then we have Smelt. 2 mana fire spell, give a random minion in your hand +3/+3, lose 3 armor to do it again. I love that. Amazing. I'm giving this a 4-star rating as well. I think this is really strong because you can, like, do it twice, right? So it's pretty good for the mana cost. Very good. I feel like this is very draftable. And we have Bellowing Flames, 3 mana fire spell, deal 5 damage to a minion, forge, then deal 5 damage split amongst all enemy minions. Okay, I mean, honestly, deal 5 to a minion for 3 mana is pretty good. And then if you forge, you gain an extra effect as well. I'll give it a 3-star rating. I think this is pretty good. We have Steam Guardian, 3 mana, 3/3 elemental, battle cry, draw a spell, reduce the cost of a fire spell in your hand by 1. Okay, so it's important that they're fire spells. I would give that like 2 stars because you have to have drafted the spells before this is even any good, and a 3 mana 3/3 is not great. Then we have Stone Skin Armorer, 3 mana, 3/4 battle cry. If your armor changes turn, draw 2 cards. Oh! That's really good. This might honestly be a 5-star card. Because 5 mana for a 3/4 that draws 2 cards if you choose to hero power is already pretty good. Like, that's decent. And then if you gain armor elsewhere, you just kind of draw the cards. That's really good. I like that a lot. 5 stars. Craftsman's Hammer, 4 mana 3/3. After your hero attacks and kills a minion, gain 4 armor. That's like fine. Not great, but fine. Weapons are generally good in Arena, but that line for a weapon is not amazing, so I'll give it 3 stars. And we have Kasgoroth, 6 mana 4/4 Titan. After this, use an ability, gain immune this turn and attack a random enemy minion. Okay, so let's see what it is. Gain +2/+2, draw a weapon. Gain +5 attack, give your hero +5 attack this turn. Gain +5 health, give your hero +5 armor. These are all like okay-ish effects, but the fact that you get immune and attack a random enemy minion is pretty good too. I'll give it a 4-star rating. I don't think it's busted or broken or anything, but it's pretty good. And we have Minotauran, 6 mana 5/5 rush. Whenever this deals damage, gain that much armor. I don't know. 2 stars, I think. Like, it's fine to gain the armor, but 6 mana for a 5/5 with the rush is not good. And we have Trial by Fire, 7 mana fire spell. Summon 5/1/1 Valkyr with rush. When one dies, give the others +1/+1. 4 stars. I think that's a pretty good reactive card. Odin Prime Designate. 8 mana 8/8 battle cry. For the rest of the game, after your hero gains armor, they gain that much attack for that turn. Oh, that's cool. I like that a lot. That's actually really cool. I'll give it like a 3-star rating because it's deck dependent, but also it just makes your hero power like the upgraded druid hero power, so that's like fine, right? I like this card, that's really cool. And then we're at the neutral cards now. Okay. Ancient Totem, 0 mana, 0/3 totem. I don't draft that, I guess. Like maybe if you have totem synergy, but at a 1-star, I don't think this is draftable at all. Okay. Drone Deconstructor, 1 mana, 1/2 mech, Battlecry, get a 1/1 magnetic spark bot with a bonus effect, and it's these again. This is probably the thing is, let's evaluate this as a 2 mana card where you like get this onto this guy, because you're always gonna have this mech in play if you play it on 2. So if you get a 2/3 Divine Shield, that would be fine for 2 mana. A Taunt would be meh. Rush would be okay-ish. Wind Fury would be okay-ish. Lifesteal would be fine. Stealth would be fine, actually pretty good. Poisonous is fine, always welcome, I suppose, and Reborn is also kind of fine. But the fact that you can also put these on other mechs means it's really good, right? It gives it like a bonus effect over just being a 2-drop with an effect. So I'm actually gonna give this 4 stars, because I feel like most of these effects are fine. Even just putting it on this on turn 2 is fine. Like you play this, you play the 1/1 onto it. Even that is okay if you don't have many mechs. And then if you do get more mechs, the more mechs you get, the better this card gets. So it gets a 4-star from me. And we have Victorious Raikul, 1 mana, 1/2. After this attacks, get a 2/3 Valkyrie that costs 1. And it's this. I mean, you get a 1 mana card from it. That's just a 1 mana 2/3, which is fine, but I don't know. I'll give this like a 2-star rating, because I feel like your opponent's just gonna deal with it and call it a day. But if they don't, then I guess you get free value. So maybe, yeah, I think 2 stars is fair, but maybe 3 stars is more accurate. Then we have Celestial Projectionist, 2 mana, 3/2 Battlecry, choose a friendly minion, add a temporary copy of it to your hand. Add a temporary copy, so that means that like you have to play it that turn. Okay, yeah, you know what? I'll give this a 4-star rating. I think it's a 2 mana, 3/2 draw one that's just fine. You know, if you've drafted other good stuff, why not? You could get extra Titans with this, you can get whatever with this, right? It's pretty good. Okay, Flame Revenant, 2 mana, 2/3 elemental. After you summon an elemental, give it +1/+1. I'll give it a 3-star rating for just being a fine 2-drop, and like that's a fine effect, I guess. Like a 2/3 with upside, yeah, sure. Inventomatic, 2 mana, 2/3 mech. Whenever you magnetize a minion, give it +1/+1. Again, 2/3 with decent upside, 3 stars. Another 2 mana, 2/3. This one has Forge. Battlecry, get a random holy spell. Forge also restores 6 health to your hero. I think you just play this on 2. I don't think you forge this thing. Like, you could, but I don't think you ever do. I think you just play it. And I think just playing it on 2 is fine. 3 stars for that as well. Like, just a 2/3 with an upside. Holy spells are fine usually. So yeah, why not? Careless Mechanist, 3 mana, 4/5. After you draw your second card in a turn, destroy this. You're not always gonna draw a second card in any turn in Arena. So let's go with I'm actually gonna give this a 3-star rating, because I think this is just a 3 mana Yeti that you don't mind having. That's fine. Then we have Cyclopean Crusher, 3 mana, 3/3 with Rush, Forge, gain +3/+2. I mean, it's fine with the buff, I guess. Let's think. There's also something to be said about the ability to pay 2 mana and then on one turn and then pay 3 on the other, right? That makes it slightly better. But it would be a 6/5 with Rush for 5 mana, and I think that's actually decent. Yeah, I'll give that 4 stars. I think that's totally draftable, actually. Then we have Fate Splitter. 3 mana, 3/3, Death Rattle, get a copy of the card that killed this. That's kind of cool. I'll give it a 2 star though, because your opponent can play around with it, and if they like ping it as mage and that kills it, then you probably don't get a copy of it, so I'm gonna go with that. Then we have Mecha Leaper, 3 mana, 2/2, Mech Beast, Magnetic, Death Rattle, give a friendly mech +2/+2 and this Death Rattle. So it's Leapfrogger kind of thing, but like instead of for beasts, it's for mechs. Deck dependent, obviously you need mechs. You actually need more mechs than usual for this to even leap around. I'll give it a 2 star rating. The payoff is good, but it requires way too many mechs to make it viable in Arena, I think. Then we have Melted Maker, 3 mana, 3/3 elemental. After you forge a card, get a copy of it. Deck dependent, but a decent payoff because you get the forged card back. Like, you get that as well. I would say... I think 3 stars is fair. It's a fine upside, but you aren't gonna forge that many times, probably, so yeah. Then we have Ravenous Kraken, 3 mana, 2/5 beast. Battlecry, destroy a friendly minion. Death Rattle, summon a copy of it. I mean, it can work with certain synergies, but it isn't great on its own. I guess it kind of functions as a full heal for that minion once this thing dies. I'll go with a... What do we go with here? Like... 2 stars, I think? 2 deck dependent, I feel like. Then we have Razor Scale, 3 mana, 2/4. Dragon. Cards that cost less... Cards can't cost less than 2. Is there really enough cost reduction for this to be relevant right now? This is the type of card that I feel like in Arena is kind of not good, but sometimes it can be great. I'll give this like a 2 star right now, though. I don't think it's that good. Then we have Relentless Valk, 3 mana, 2/4 beast with Rush. After this attacks and kills a minion, restore this to full health. I mean... It's alright, but not great. I'll give it a 2 star, I think, again, because I don't really see a point to drafting that. Then we have a 3 mana, 3/3 Sharp-Eyed Seeker. Battlecry, if there is a card in your deck that didn't start there, draw it. Deck dependent, I guess, as well, and like, what would you want to draw that's in your deck that wasn't there? The Plagues, probably? No, you wouldn't want to draw those. Yeah, I don't know. I'll give it 2 stars, I think. 2 deck dependent. Starlight Whelp. My god, that's cute. 3 mana, 4/3 dragon. Battlecry, get a random card from your starting hand. Sure. If this starts in your hand, you could get it back, actually. That's really cute. It's such a cute artwork. I want to pet it. I want to pet this dragon. I'm gonna give this a 3 star rating. I think it's fine just as it is. It's interesting that you can get itself as well. Then we have Trog Exile. 3 mana, 4/4 Rush. Battlecry, deal 4 damage to your hero. This is a 5 star card. This is amazing. 3 mana, 4/4 with Rush is insane. I don't care if it deals 4 damage to me. That's really good. 5 stars. Algalon the Observer. 4 mana, 4/4. Battlecry, replace your hero power with Algalon's Vision, which is look at the top card of your opponent's deck. You may put it on the bottom of their deck. So you can... So this is the Scry from Magic, but like... Here. Put another card on the bottom of your opponent's deck. Keep on top. Move to the bottom. Okay. Cool. Okay, I like that a lot, I feel like. I feel like this is an interesting hero power, but I don't think it's that good. I just really like it. Let me think. I think I have to give him 2 stars, sadly, for being kind of like not. It's like a bad statted minion, and I don't know if the hero power is all that good. Although it is a 1-mana hero power, so that's pretty cool. Then we have Angry Hellhound, 4-mana 2/5 beast. With Rush, has +4 attack on your turn. Ooh. Okay, that's kind of cool. That means it's a 6/5 with Rush for 4 mana when you play it. That means you can probably do a really good trade when it's a 4-mana card, and then you just have like a 2 whatever is left of the health afterwards. I'll give this, let me think. I actually think I'll give this 5 stars because there was a card called Militia Commander who also was kind of the same, except it was a battle cry that turn only. And that card was really good, I feel like. So this is probably really good as well. Then we have Ignis, the Eternal Flame. 4 mana, 2/4 battle cry. If you forged a card this game, craft a custom weapon. Craft a custom weapon? And then it's like, okay, you have, let's see, you have 3 different weapons here, and then you get Knife, Steel, Wind Fury. And then you get one of these, presumably one of these and one of these. Okay, that is okay. That's a lot of information and a lot of stuff, but the fact that it requires you to have forged a card, I think, is what's gonna make me give this 2 stars. The weapons are probably super powerful, don't get me wrong, but the fact that you have to have forged a card, yeah, I'm gonna go with 2 stars. Let's see. Imposing Anubisath. 4 mana 7/7 taunt, can't attack. Not terrible, actually. I feel like that's actually kind of good. I'm gonna give it 3 stars because that's actually like a fairly well statted taunt. Like, at that point, I don't really care if it can attack because I'm using that for protection, so that's pretty good. Then we have 4 mana 3/4 mech, Battlecry, discover a spell, forge, it costs 3 less. I mean, fair enough, but overall it just costs 1 less because you already paid 2 mana to forge. So let's think. I think I'll give it 3 stars. Yeah, 3 stars feels fair. Then we have 4 mana 4/4 Rune Fueled Golem. Battlecry, discover a weapon from any class. Meh. I mean, it's alright if you're a rogue and you've got like synergy with things from other classes, but other than that, like, this feels pretty bad. Weapons overall are good, so 2.5 stars feels fair, but it's not the best card out there, I don't think. Then we have Serenite Tolvier, 4 mana 3/5 taunt. Whenever this is attacked, draw a card. I'm actually giving that 4 stars. I think that's actually pretty good. Like, you can draw like sometimes only 1 card, but sometimes 2, sometimes more even, but yeah, good. Oh man. 4 mana 4/5 dragon, time lost proto dragon, taunt. When you draw this, add a random dragon to your hand. Now, random dragon is so much better than random spell because random dragon is typically very, very good. So I'm gonna give this one 5 stars. This gets 5 stars from me, actually. It's pretty good. Disguised Kathir, 5 mana 3/3. Each turn this is in your hand, transform into a random card in your opponent's deck. I mean, your opponent's gonna be drafting good cards, but the problem is it's kind of the same with Chameleos, where it's like, okay, you don't know what you're gonna get with this, but it's probably a lot of fun. I'll give this like 2.5 stars because it can be useful, but it can also be literal garbage. So yeah, 2.5 star right in the middle feels fair. Then we have Tram Operator, 5 mana 4/4 mech. Battlecry, draw a mech. The next mech you play costs 2 less. The fact that you also draw a mech makes it slightly better, but at the same time, it's kind of iffy, so let's just go with, I don't know, I mean, it's deck dependent. It's an okay payoff, but at the same time, is it great? No, because you're also playing a 5-mana 4/4. I'll give it like 3 stars, because like it's a decent upside, but it's deck dependent, so yeah. Then we have XB488 Disposal Bot. 5 mana, 3/2 mech. Battlecry, deal 5 damage randomly split amongst all enemy minions. Forge, gain lifesteal. Forging this card makes it way too slow, I feel like. Dealing 5 damage randomly split amongst all enemies is okay, but not great, so this just gets 2 stars from me. Then we have Flame Behemoth. 6 mana, 4/5 mech. Battlecry, get 2 random magnetic mechs, they cost 2 less. The fact that it's specifically magnetic mechs means that the pool of cards is not that high. But still, it's probably not amazing. I'm gonna go with this is probably a 3-star card. Like, it's fine, but it's not amazing. Then we have Containment Unit. 7 mana, 6/6 mech. Magnetic Death Rattle, summon a random 8-cost minion. Better than the 8-drop that summons a 7-cost when it dies, but still probably not amazing. The fact that it has magnetic makes it slightly better, so I'm gonna give it 3 stars instead of 2.5. Then we have Prisoner of Yogg-Saron. This card is just a lot of fun. Is it a great card compared to other legendaries that you're gonna find when you draft? No, probably not, but like still it can save your game, so I can't really give it less than 3 stars. Also, you know, a little pause here to, you know, pray to Yogg-Saron, you know, yeah, we gotta do that. There we go. Alright. Next up. Cologarn? I don't know. 8 mana, 6/10 rush. Whenever this attacks a minion, put it in your hand. Death Rattle, move any in your opponent's hand to your opponent's. Move any in your hand to your opponent's. Wait, hold on. So, you... Oh, I see. So you take the minion, probably. Like, you actually grab the minion from the board and put it in your hand. And then once this dies, you like give them back to your opponent, so you have to get them played as fast as you can. That's an interesting effect. I feel like I'll give it 3 stars because it's a high-cost card and you want to value the Titans, and if you're gonna draft high-cost Titans and stuff like that, then this card is a little bit lower on the list of what I would draft, and it's gonna be in the same, like, you know, it's all legendary, so they show up in the same thing. Yeah, I think 3 stars is fair because it is a really good card. It's just that I feel like there are better cards. Then we have Son of Hodir. 8 mana, 8/8, Battlecry, shuffle 4 8/8 giants into your deck that are summoned when drawn. I mean, okay, I guess, but like, you're not guaranteed to draw them, so I'm just gonna give this a 2-star rating for being an 8 mana, 8/8. A little sad, but you know, it's fine, I suppose. Storm Giant. 8 mana, 8/8, taunt, forge, cost 2 less, can be forged endlessly. Okay, so basically you can just like pay it over time instead. That's essentially what this is. I mean, it's not horrendously bad, but it's not great either, so I'm just gonna go with like 2.5 stars. Sometimes it's okay. And that seems to be all the cards. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed it. I know it's a very long video. Like I said, there's not going to be much editing done for this one just because I am busy with League of Legends, and yeah, I am glad I could even do the review because it takes a long time. My voice is hurting now, but I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for liking and subscribing. Bye bye!